What I'm about to say I've never said about any VR game before on this channel, but Madison VR should come with a health warning, because this, in all honesty, is a new level of fear for me in VR, and I've played all the well-known horror games you can think of. While playing Madison, I would often find myself pausing for breath or just stopping simply to give myself a chance to get out of the game just for a moment before I went any further, or I guess you could say deeper into this absolute nightmare. Before I share my thoughts on the game itself, this VR version, or port if you will, of the popular flat screen game visually holds up really well, but true VR enthusiasts will be reminded often that this isn't a native VR game, even though it may look like one. For example, you cannot interact with random objects or items around the house, for example, like cups, plates, books, videotapes, that sort of thing. The only things that move in Madison are those that are meant to be moved. Also expect some VR clunkiness, especially when it comes to items or door handles, which you will obviously have to use a lot throughout the game. At times your hands will get stuck in the door, the handle could simply fly off, the door could even come off its hinges now and again, but these are brief moments, and in all honesty they only break immersion in that moment, because soon you'll adapt to avoiding these little bugs by simply using your right hand for opening doors, for example, and none of this actually has a negative effect on the game's overall experience, which in itself is a stellar achievement in horror. I felt all kinds of emotions playing this game, goosebumps, cold shivers, the works. Now, as far as other VR features go, and I'm going to mainly be focusing on the PSVR2 version, the headset haptics were put to fantastic use, especially at key moments. And even though Madison VR has had many delays, I'm pleased to say the game looks really nice and smooth at native 90Hz. The deep blacks in the headset look absolutely stellar, and there's moments the lighting plays a pivotal role in the scares, and with both of those in combination, it really all adds up to a fantastic atmosphere. The sound in this game is very cleverly used. And while playing, you'll feel like things are moving when your back is turned, sound effects of doors slamming, moaning, scratching, whispering, and creaky floorboards happen a lot, and there's no reason for it. And in combination of all these things I've just spoken about, the game does a fantastic job of keeping you on edge. And the game is full of so many nope moments, like you just want to stop. And there were times I simply didn't want to play anymore. So to summarise on the fear level, this game really isn't fucking around. There were definitely times that this game reminded me of other horror games, but one of them was actually Silent Hill 2, which is a pretty high bar for me personally, but I'm actually pleased to say I think Madison is now my favourite horror game. And even though there is no action, you are a defenceless victim only armed with a camera to trigger certain events, it's left an impression on me I don't think I'll ever forget. Even when I knew what was coming due to hitting some bugs, which I'll share more about in a minute, I still jumped most of the time because the music and the sound effects have you wound up so tightly, and along with the really great visuals, it's enough to just pull you so deep into this game. This is the magic of VR, and I know horror and jump scares are a massive no for many gamers, but I'm shocked how scared this game had me at times. So onto bugs, which is the unfortunate part of any review, and the developers are aware of these. The game crashed due to some sort of lighting issue where I was just left in the dark at random moments and the game would eventually crash. Arms and hands would phase or flicker out in front of me a few times. And there was an issue with a certain puzzle, which I can't really share without adding the spoilers, but according to the developers, I'd simply done this puzzle in a different way to every other tester they've used. This may be because I am in fact a playtester, and regularly question and try things maybe I shouldn't, but the end result could prove a problem if by chance another player unknowingly did what I did, and it's definitely possible. If you have any issues with the game, let me and others know down in the comments, and me and other players will definitely help you. So to my summary, Madison VR is a 6 to 8 hour horror puzzle game, and the puzzles can be a real head scratcher, which I actually really liked, and as it stands, even though with the bugs, it 100% gets my buy recommendation. If you've never played this game flat screen, just be prepared. This is an amazing nightmare, and Perp Games have done a great job bringing this game into VR. Thank you ever so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.